Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're basically done with the demo. We're done with the demo minus 2 fixes we're trying to fix tonight. So the 2 fixes are, one is a very simple one that we have to edit in the tile editor, in the map editor. And the other is having to do with the geckos here and their collision with Tashio, because they can combine into us and we can push into them. And if we push into them into a collidable map object like the tree you saw, we just pushed them through the freaking tree. So the reason we didn't catch this earlier is because we did not have collision for the geckos until like 3 days ago. So it's just one of those things that we've got to fix. Other than that, I don't know of any other issues with the game. So if we can fix these 2 things today, I'm pretty confident in saying that we will be making the executables for V2.1 after today's commit, and then we will ship off to playtesting, on the Discord for people to help out playtesting, and then we'll see what else we need to do before we officially submit to Steam and Epic Games. I just want to make sure, yeah, this is on. Okay. So let's get started here. I think it comes down to how our collision with Tashio V entities goes. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk through, because geckos collide with collidable map objects like a tree or a post or a wall, but they also collide with us and other, I guess not other entities, just us. So let's see where that happens. We should have a thing called entity to collidable. Gecko to collidable. Okay, so in our scene, let's see if this is it. We're cycling through our collidable map objects. Yeah, so this isn't it, because this is just collidable map objects. We're looking for entity. Probably entity to gecko. I don't know where that would be though. Yeah, not that one. Spellcast to gecko. Okay. We're looking for, it might be in our entity class. Spellcast to gecko collision. It might be in the entity process AI, but I don't think we're doing the collision there. It might be in our player class. I don't think so. Let's just do a general search for collide and just see what we see. Pit collision, spell collision. We've got collidable map object collision. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be it. Player collides with the map object. NPC collision. This is not it. Entity collides with a target. I don't know if we're using that. there is a gecko walk state. Let's see if in the gecko walk state there's anything with this collision check. Nope. Process AI. Nope. I don't even know where it is. Can't even find where I put it. We're just looking for Tashio to gecko collision. But it could be like it gets hard to know because, you know, our player Tashio is a player class instantiation, but it's also an entity inheriting thing. So I don't know if the function's in the entity class, or if it's in the player class, or if it's in the gecko class, or if it's in the state machine for the gecko. And so all these things I'm trying to learn where best to put them so that I can find them in times like this, because I don't know. And that's why I try to leave comments so I can jump to certain things, but I really don't see it. So when we get hit by the gecko, we take a knockback, but what's happening is the gecko's colliding with the player and the gecko's responding. The gecko's being pushed by us. So it's either in the entity class, the gecko class, or the gecko walk state or the attack state or whatever. So we have to kind of find where it is. So we have here in the update, let's just look in our update for our entity and look for any collision we might have. See, this is the knockback I'm talking about. This might be it. Oh my, we left a freaking to-do right here, so I hope that isn't it. But here in the entity class, we're saying, okay, well, if we're a corrupted gecko, if our gecko's position is outside of the screen, let's go ahead and reset it so it's not outside the screen. And we just totally crapped out and crashed on Twitch. I don't think this is it. I mean, we have a process AI. It's not in the entity class. So it's not the entity class. It's either in the AI or if it's in the gecko. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, we've got... We're looking at the process AI for the gecko. All we do is change direction, so it's not there. So it's either in the... It could be in the player class. It could be in the player class. I just don't know, man. Yeah, we don't have any reference of collide being used in the player class. Ay, dude. Our stream is just completely crapped out. Sorry, guys. That's so disheartening, man. Well, we're getting 1200 kilobits. Boundary limit entity clamping, we don't have that. I mean, we do have that, it's just not very good. Because we prevent the geckos from walking out, but we can kind of get pushed out with the knockback. Dude, we've got 54% dropped frames. How's that even possible? Is it, I mean, what is it? Is it our freaking... So we're at, what, 200 kilobytes per second? What the fuck? We're in the kilobytes? What do we do? There's nothing we can do. There we go. We've got, okay, we've only got 2 megabits upload right now, which is horrible. What the fuck? Okay, well, I can't fix it, so I mean, we're just gonna go. If it dies on Twitch, it dies on Twitch. So annoying. Okay. I still don't see it. I mean, I don't see it. Maybe player to entity collision. This has got to be it. So we do see, look, we do reset the entity's position. So let's try a thing here where we don't move the entity. We're not going to move the entity. There we go. Okay, that might be it. He's not switching AI paths either, or if he is, it's doing the same kind of bug. But let's see if we can push him. Oh, see, look, yeah, we can't push him now. That's good. Okay, so one thing we might want to consider too. Someone, I think Cavictus was mentioning how the geckos can knock us out of bounds effectively, but we just kind of go off screen and then that's it. So I think we should put a little bit of a clamp in there. And the reason why I didn't is because if we just had Tashio, when he's out of bounds, trigger the scene transition, I didn't want a gecko to knock us out and switch scenes for us. You know, I thought that'd be really annoying. So we did not have that. We have the scene transition only upon a positioning of Tashio as well as an input. So like you have to be on the bottom of the screen and be pushing down, then the scene transition will happen. So I think what we want to do is do an overall clamp of positioning so that you know, there's a little threshold, right? Because if we walk here, see how our nose goes just off before it scene transitions. Our nose goes just off before it goes. So if we clamp us to be like halfway out, you know, because the we have to kind of clamp Tashio so he's just visible, but we can only see it if we get knocked out, because the second we use the input to go the direction of the scene transition, we just trigger it. So that's why it's kind of hard to test and why we never had a fix for it. But we should be able to find something. We should be able to find something for it. So I'm happy with taking that out. There might be unforeseen consequences with that with other entities, such as a freaking pushable. I don't know if a pushable counts as an entity just yet, but we'll have to test. Because if we're not colliding with those anymore, we can't even push things. So let's even just try that. I'm gonna just get the green tunic real quick. Okay, I mean, pushing works, so we might be okay. Let's see if we can walk through a bat now that we took that out, you know? Okay, I mean, that's accurate, right? Okay, that's not bad. Okay. So what was the other thing we wanted to do? We should probably commit. I want to get in the habit of committing sooner rather than later, and we'll just say remove player. It'd be remove entity position reset upon player collision. And then we want, I don't know why it does that every time. Okay, now we want to do this clamping, this off-screen clamping for Tashio. So it'd probably be in the player class, and we just want to clamp its positioning. So let's pull up our player class. Do we have a clamp? No. Oh, clamp focus indicator. No. Okay. That's not it then. We want something. Excuse me. It's, you know, it's probably just in the update a little clamp that we need to add. So here in the player update, we've got all this stuff, and we could just, what the heck though? What the heck, dude? Why is this sitting here? Why is this sitting here? I don't want to move that. If it breaks crap, I don't want to move that just yet. Here we'll put a okay. That's so lazy. We should just put it in the init. Well, let's just put it in the init, or even outside the init. These are just globals, dude. Okay, whatever. Let me just see. Let me just make sure. Oh, God. This is why I didn't want to move it. Self.height. Okay, so it's gotta be after we init the player. So we'll just put it at the end of the init. Okay, it's really just chasm collisions, so okay, just want to make sure we didn't break our freaking chasms here. Uh-oh. How come we walked over the bat there? Oh, God. What the... Dude. Did we not? In this room, the bats were over us, which was correct. And in the other room, no. Yeah, see, the bat's over us there, and that's fine. We're gonna die. I was not imagining that, right? We were... What the... Did that really just move on... Okay, let's see one more time. If the bats, why would the bats be above us here? Dude, the freaking thing just magic moved. Dude. So what's different about this chasm that we're rendering on top of the bats? What the It's just problem after problem, right? I don't think it has anything to do with that. So we've got to render what? We've got to render whenever we do the bat render, entity render. So we have a map and a scene, and we render. This is weird. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Render entity. Let me go to the map. Let me just take this out real quick. Because I don't understand why we would be rendering it in the map and the scene when the scene is a combination of a current map and a next map. So that's what I don't get. Is he going to be here even? He's invisible. Oh, he's there. Okay, so look, he renders over us. So like taking out that render didn't affect him. Unless he was crawling out, right? So it messed up there, but let's see. Oh my god, yeah, they're just invisible here. What the fuck? Dude. What? What? What other entities are there? Geckos. And they're kind of invisible too. And they're on top of us, which is good. Yo, Kavictus, what up, dude? Yo, good morning, good morning. How's it going? There is a part of me that thinks... Oh, see, look at this. The freaking... The boulder, like, auto went up for some reason. Okay. So we render the entity here in the map because see how we have this and entity spawning. So like if the entity spawning, see, and the thing is like the gecko, yeah, I don't know if the gecko has a dot spawning, so this might, yeah, it still messes up for the gecko. But it should fix it for the bat. But it doesn't explain the invisible bats in the other shortcut. Okay, so that works. That works other than the geckos, so we might just leave that. But the issue is the invisible bats. So if there's invisible bats, when we take out the map, then they're not. Then the bats aren't in the scene of the Ice Mountain shortcut. They're only in the map, which is why I bet if we look at this, we will see them, but they will be in the map. That doesn't make any sense to me. We should see them. Yeah. And we render on top of them. What the f... Okay. So if the issue is we don't see them here in the map, then we just need to render our entities after our player here in the map, but our player's rendered in the scene, which is why the player always goes on top of these bats. So that means that the bats for the ice shortcut aren't even in the scene. Visiting family, which is nice. Away from the PC. Oh, that's okay, dude. Yeah, dude, have fun with friends and family, dude. I appreciate you stopping by, saying hi. But yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it if you got to lurk and you're not so active, you know. I get it, dude. Okay, and I don't have the freaking the shortcuts anymore. We used to have debug shortcuts to print useful info, but we took it out because we're so close to shipping the demo. Let's just see if we can find where the, I think it's map declarations. We're almost done, man. I mean, we're almost done with the demo. I'm fixing one thing, and then I gotta fix one thing in the tiled, and then it's ready for the next batch of playtesting. And as far as I know, there's no game-breaking bugs, you know? So it's like, how confident am I to push it to Steam and Epic? And that comes down to getting it in the hands of people like Cavictus and them seeing if they can break the game and stuff. So I'm trying to fix the thing you mentioned too about how the geckos can knock Tashio kind of off screen. So I'm working on gonna clamp Tashio so that they can only knock him half out screen, so that you don't ever fully don't see Tashio. So that's the other little fix we got to do. But in working on that, we found that the bats here are rendering underneath the player, which is wrong. So I'm trying to fix that, and I don't know why it's happening. So I'm trying to see if we have anything weird in the entity insertion, because the bats for the first dungeon are rendering on top of us as appropriate, but not in the other one. So I just don't know what the difference is. We should have... We have a 112 entity. I should have typed what this was. Okay, we have a 112 entity for bats. But yeah, we just go into the dot entities here in the map 112. So there should be another bat right here, like these two. These are in... So like, what's the difference? When we're knitting these guys, we table.insert into the entities table. That's the same. We have everything the same. So why would the render order change versus a 113 versus a 213? I think it comes down to when we commented out, yeah, the bats are in the map, which is what I don't get, because we commented out, if we comment out that one line in the map here for render entities, when we render entities here, if we take this out, we don't see the bats at all. We'll see them here in the normal dungeon. We'll see them here. Okay, we see them there. And then here, they fly out, and then they're invisible. So, that tells me that the bats are here, and we render them where they're in the entity, the dot entities, but we're only rendering them here. So when we render them in the map, for some reason, they aren't working, and we're double rendering certain things. Most entities were double rendering, which is weird. We need it in the map because they need to spawn on. I didn't want collision while they were spawning, so I think I put them in the map, or I don't remember why I put them in the map. Okay, so if this gets rid of them and they're invisible, then in the scene, when we render the entities here, don't we have it here, dude? Entity renders right here in the scene. Okay, so if, oh my god. Dark bat? What the heck is a dark bat? Because we have a corrupted bat, but this has got to be it, if not dark bat. And not dark bat? What the? Okay, so we're getting close, and not dark bat. So here when we do our bat C, we have, I don't know what the heck dark bat is. But see how we have a dark bat true on the entities here on 112. And then in 213, we also have it true. So there's nothing different about it. You know, there might be other bats. There are other bats that don't have a dark bat field. That's the only thing I'm thinking, but we seem to table. Okay, so let's see. Why is dark bat a thing? Okay, I mean, it's got to be here when we define them, so we don't have our help function for rendering the current scene, but we need that back, so let's put... This should be it. Okay, if we hold down 5, I just got to see which scene we're in, and if the bats that we spawn there are a dark bat. So the first one that is working is 411. So let's look at the 411 bats, and see what we're doing different. And we'll see bat 411. These are the ones that are working. So when we go here, oh my god. Let's see. Yo, thanks for the hug, homie. See how these don't have dark bat. So I don't know why the frick we did dark bat. Because all we're doing, why did we do this? We add the field, we set it true on all the wrong bats, and then we render only dark bats. So let's just get rid of that. I don't remember doing that. I don't like it. But let's just see if we get rid of it if we render over the bats now, which I think we will. Yes, okay, so we render under them. We just need to get them back in the map. So in the map here, we'll just turn them back on, and then we should be good to go. Then we can get to the last 2 fixes before the demo's ready. I'm sure there's more bugs. But no game's bug-free. We just need game-breaking bugs to be minimal, or non-existent. Game-breaking bugs, hopefully non-existent. And logical, weird, freaky bugs at a tolerable level that doesn't really hurt, because every game's got bugs, bro. Every game's got bugs. My bed's even got those. Okay, I think it's good. Let's check out our get diff. Okay, we moved our collision stuff into the init for our globals there, and all we did was take out this dark bat. I want to get rid of the dark bat altogether. Dude, I don't know what that was. I don't know when I did that. It busted everything and we just didn't realize it. But I didn't use it. Because I think for whatever reason, we're doing this thing where we render all the entities in the map and in the scene, which is doing it 2 times because a scene is composed of a map. So we were messing around with something in there. I don't know why that's like that. We're gonna do a code review once the demo's done and just kind of be like, what is absolutely needing to be fixed, and what can we get away with just kind of tidying up or having to fix altogether. Because stuff like the inventory system with multiple items coming in is going to be very tough to handle because I coded it in such a way to finish the demo sooner rather than be, expandable. So it's going to bite us in the ass, but it got us to the finish line faster, so I don't regret it. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on 2 years of development on the game, and the demo's not out yet. So, yeah, we're getting there. Okay, I think what we need to do next is commit, and then we will fix the Cavictus bug where we get pushed out. So let's do that. Always check your git diff before you commit blind, Okay, we got to get rid of dark bat. That's what we got to do. I do like Cavictus's theory on dark bat. Okay. Okay, we got rid of our dark bat. Okay. Should be it. All right. 2 commits down. Let's keep it going. We're going. We want to go to our player class. We need, in our player class, we just need a very simple clamp boundary check. And we'll go to the update. And we'll just put it here, and we'll say, okay, if our Tashio's X position is greater than the virtual width, and we're just going to subtract half of Tashio's width. If we're greater than that, then and you know what, we could kind of simplify this down into a math.max function. So let's try to do that. Let's just say, you know what, after we update the player, and we'll do this at the end before the render. And what we'll do, and this is just boundary clamp. And we're going to put a function here. And we essentially want to say, we pass in 2 arguments. We're going to pass in the position of our player, our X position of our player for a left clamp. We're going to pass that in, and then we're going to compare it to the value we want to clamp it at, which is the virtual width divided by, or the virtual width minus 8. So this is going to be clamping it when we walk off to the right. We're trying to clamp it so he doesn't go any further off the right than he's allowed to. And the one we're testing it on is actually the bottom. So let's do the bottom first. So the virtual height minus 8, that gives us halfway off the screen on the bottom. And we're going to pass in Tashio's Y. Yo, sounds good, Cavictus. Have a good night, dude. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good night for me, good morning for you. Yo, thanks for hanging, dude. Yeah, our Tashio's position, and then the clamp position, and we want to pull the smaller of two values because we're trying to clamp it, because as we go down, the number gets bigger. We need to clamp it to the smaller number, which is this virtual height minus 8. So we want to clamp it there. So we want the smaller of two values, which means we want a math.min, and that should be the bottom boundary clamp for Tashio. So we're going to see if the gecko can now no longer knock us all the way off screen, but only half off screen, and it should not trigger a scene transition. So let's see. It's a little wrong because the bottom screen has the HUD, so we've got to fix that. We got to fix that. So the virtual height, it needs to be the virtual height minus the HUD, which is another 16. So I'm just gonna say this. Yeah. We can make it pretty after it works. It's not working. It is not working at all. Let's try, 2 frames. Like if this doesn't work, then we really are doing it wrong. Yeah. The fuck? I mean, it's in the player class. We're running it. We're saying either Y or virtual height minus 32. Let's just put some amount of number and just see if we get clamped. We don't. What the fuck? It's in the player class. We have to be updating the player. Why is this not happening? We gotta assign our position. God damn. Okay, that's what it is. We got to assign our position to be equal to that value. So we're going to do, the minus 16 gets us subtracted the HUD, but we need to assign our freaking Y here so that we actually clamp it. That should work. Okay, so we still are able to walk down there because the threshold for a scene transition is a little less than half the body. It's only like 2 pixels instead of 8. So let's see if he can knock us. Nice. See how he clamped us down there? That's good. And then we just died halfway off screen. That's good though. That's what we want. So let's do the top clamp. So we're gonna set our player's Y position equal to the bigger of 2 values, and one of those values is gonna be our position, and it's gonna be, how do we do this, man? Because the Y position, we want to clamp it so that the Y gets assigned to, because as we go up, the Y gets smaller. So we want the bigger of 2 values, one being the current Y position, and the other being 0 plus 8. So just 8. So let's see if a gecko can knock us up only partially off screen. So let's try right here. Uh-oh. See, it's wrong there. Because we got clamped. It's a minus 8. We want to be 8 pixels off screen. And the 8 comes from the 16 by 16 tile size, and I'm just saying half of Tashio's height, which is maybe too much, but let's see here. Should knock us out. Yeah. Cool. That feels good. That feels good. It looks good for the 8. It looks good for the 8, I think. So let's try to do the other clamp. So let's say we've got top and downs. Let's do right and left. And we're going to set, this is going to be for the pushing off the right side. You know, we want to pull the smaller of 2 values. And one of them is our positioning and the other is the virtual height minus half. So we'll put our own X as the second argument. And then for the left clamp, we want to put the bigger of 2 values, one of which being our X and the other being the minus 8 and our X as the second param. And then we should have it. Okay. Right clamp is too far off. Right clamp, virtual height plus 8. Because we want to be able to go off screen by 8. We are going to clamp it to off screen plus 8. So that should work, hopefully. Okay, that looks like it worked. Okay, let's try left push, which is going to be right here. Our AI swapping isn't working, because look at him. Oh, it is working. It is working. Good. Oh, good. Good. Okay, that's it. That's it. Get diff, boundary clamp, cool. But we're going to git commit and add... git add and commit with a message saying that we do player boundary clamping. Okay, good. 3 commits, 3 features made. That's good. Do we have anything left in our notes? We have the... Let's check. Gecko pushed by Tashio out of bounds. Yeah, so we just fixed that. And we need the window in the castle fixed. So let's do that. I have a window here with, where is it? Tiled. I'm gonna open up our repo here and pull in the master tile sheet. And it's a very simple fix. And all we need to fix is in the castle, which is in the underworld here. Right here, this window. See this window, it has like sunlight coming in, but the room next to it doesn't even have a window hole. So we just need to fix that. It's like a super easy fix. Okay, so this should be yeah. That's literally all we got to do. I'm going to save the master tile sheet, but I'm also going to export as a global map.lua that gets the new tile actually in the game. So let's run it and see. We're going back to the castle here. Thought that would work. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. 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 Okay. I think it's good. We've got to remember to take out the debug and then we'll commit and then we're in a great spot. So let's say that we're looking for our debug print here on 5. And we're looking for... We're just trying to take this off the debug render right here. So we have a debug print. We should have all of those off. Yeah, okay, that looks right. Thought I saw a 6 held down, but I don't see it. Okay, so this should be good. Let's see. Did we not save it? Did we not save? We just took that out. I didn't see. What the heck? We took out the debug print and I don't see that in our git diff. Oh, it's literally, yeah, no, I see it. I see it right there. Okay. Let's say that this was our window fix. It's just called Mage's Castle window renovation. Cool. Let's, actually, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I think we are, as far as I know, we don't have, anything to do. Okay. So I do need help. I don't have a Windows machine anymore. I'm all Linux. So I do need help testing the Windows executable. So now that we're done with these fixes, we're gonna release a 2.1 tagged release with executables. So I will probably do that off screen or off stream because I don't have the Stream Deck set up to capture my Mac, and my Mac is how I compile for both Mac and Windows. Maybe I could do the Linux one here, but I think I want to do a little bit more testing from no save file and be confident that that's working. But then once I do that, I will ship the executables. So for tomorrow, I will have the executables deployed. I will need help playtesting the Windows one. And if I, depending on the feedback I get, we might be ready to submit to Steam, because we've been in this limbo of the demo's almost done for literally since April. We've been, oh, we're right there. Oh, we're right there. We're right there. But now we're really right there. We're really right there. There's nothing I'm adding. There's nothing I know of that's a permanent game-breaking bug. So we just need help finding the tiny bugs and then assessing whether or not we need to fix them. So if you're interested in helping the playtesting, we do have the Discord link where I post the executables. The executables are on GitHub too. You can file an issue on GitHub if you find a bug. That'll make me see it too. And that would be right here at the repo. Other than that, we could be very, 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 very close to shipping and submitting to Steam. The demo. So thanks for watching. I'll call it a night here. We'll raid out. And yeah, demo almost done. So it's getting close. It's getting close. Here, let's raid out. I don't have my thanks for watching button on my Stream Deck. I gotta fix that. But we'll raid out here. Call it a night. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for watching.